of the city that loves truck drivers.
Mulberry.
Yep.
Where's Mulberry at? I've never heard of Mulberry.
After this whole thing, recovers, Mulberry will be like the capital of transportation industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says it's being so weird. It just kept looping.
Yeah, just get out of that and get into the new one.
This is Christian's underwear. This is
All right.
Christian's underwear.
By the way, we're live.
We're live.
I don't
We're
see
live.
it yet. We are?
No, we are live.
All right, we're back.
We should be live.
All right, let's try this again. Apparently, the equipment got a little bit of the... it's all better now. We are alive and live here in Mulberry, Florida. Mike, you said this is the capital of the world that is for truckers.
Yeah, that's the future capital of transportation
Mulberry,
industry.
Florida. Mark that down on your map wherever you can find it. If you can find it, you get extra points for that. But yeah, hey, thanks for tuning into the Super Trucker Podcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. I'm Mike. This is the OG. And this is, you know this guy. This is Christian.
What's going on?
What you got for us today, my man?
Today we're going to talk about what's on everybody's mind, the coronavirus, my friends. But what we want to bring up a little bit something different, what guys are experiencing out there, what to expect at shippers, at receivers, are you allowed to be out on the road and those kind of things. So we'll kind of backpedal a little bit and share some stories of what our guys are going through. So Mike, what have you heard? What's the latest and greatest?
I'm still not seeing it. Yeah. Okay. So they are confirming they're seeing it. Yeah. There's a lot of questions coming out. I know before we went out, you made a comment about some of the guys perhaps being off the road for a while. We had an experience where one of our owner operators had been home for about the last 3 months. Went home in December, and today was their first day picking up a load. A lot of questions, a lot of concerns. How is it out there for me? Am I going to be able to find places to park? And are the shippers and the receivers open? Am I going to be able to find a place to eat? And, and all these are valid concerns for everybody right now that are out there on the road. So I would like to open up with at first by saying, hey, thanks to all the truckers out there, regardless if you ride for us or not. Thanks to all you guys that are doing the work that nobody wants to do, and you're putting in the time, getting the stuff delivered. And so, as always, thank you for that. As far as some of the questions to be able to answer for him and all those that are asking, there are people who are really coming together right now and really putting truckers first and saying, hey, what can we do to help? We've heard some cool stories. We had a guy the other day, our team driver came through. They went to a truck stop. They needed some food. The only place around was a KFC. They wouldn't let them go inside and order, and they couldn't take their rig through the drive-thru, obviously. Somebody pulled up and said, hey, man, let me get you something. And so they reached in their pocket to get their wallet out, and the car left and came back around and said, no, it's on us. And nice. And
the
nice
funny part about that, when they were sharing that story, just because of what they're conditioned to, he actually said when the guy pulled in, he's like, man, this guy's probably going to bitch about something, that we could cut him off or we did something. What did we do to this guy, man?
They were waving him down.
And he actually said when the guy got out the car, he was all jacked up guy, and he's like, oh, shit, good thing we're teams, man.
I think we have a troll in the room, though.
Good.
Not gonna lie, we got a troll already. It says Alyssa Martinez says, did Little Mike, however got that name, I don't know, gain a little weight? Well,
wasn't that the stuff that we were speaking about just this morning?
Untuck this thing. It's just, I don't know what's going on here. It's just a shirt, man. I don't know. It's possibility. It's a possibility. Yes, and yes, they were talking about it. We filmed a video and
look, gaining weight. That's a good sign these days.
Yeah, I'm
losing
preparing,
weight.
man.
He's quarantined, man. He's quarantined.
What do you want me to do? I can't help it.
Yeah, you eat 5 times, sleep 5 times, and it's still today.
I'm gaining weight. My face is breaking out like a teenager all over again. I don't know what's going on. But no, that's awesome when we see the community stepping up and making a way for these guys to be able to even just get the simple things, man, that we take for granted, obviously. And these guys, are wondering, where am I going to be able to stop that's going to allow me to eat? We went last night. We took a driver down to Burger King, and they said, hey, listen, obviously you can't go through the drive-thru, but if you can park anywhere close, across the street, there's a big parking lot. Come knock on our door. We'll open up our door and take an order there from the back door or whatever, and serve you. So that keeps them safe from having to walk up to the drive-thru. I'm not 100% sure if that's all Burger Kings, but that was the one local here, they told us. And so I'm assuming something like that is going to be happening across the nation. So as far as the food issue, you know, a little different, but we're still able to find places that are catering to the needs of the drivers.
Yeah. And you know, actually, to bringing another topic up is like resources when you're out there getting fuel and washing your hands and having wipes and hand sanitizer and all that.
And Christian's underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to bring that up. My bad.
Actually,
my bad. His other pair of underwear.
Mike has a nice invention. It's not he has a patent on it already, guys. So
You're not stealing
So
this
don't
one.
get too excited. But no, check this out. The wipes, we can go quickly. The hand sanitizer, hard to get if you can even get it at all. So there is my little home invention. Just take this like little plastic Ziploc bag. You put just a regular rag in it. You soak it in Clorox or whatever, you know, 90% alcohol. It doesn't have to be food grade alcohol. And, you know, just put it back in the Ziploc bag. And this stuff will last you for a week.
And so you can clean your hands and lick the rag and get drunk as
It works every way.
Yeah, it sounds.
But
Wow.
I'm telling you, like, I had one for last week. You know, anywhere you go, you get back in the car, you wipe your hands.
yeah.
And for those, you know, who's worrying about this little rag being reused, trust me, anything or anyone who gets into this bag is not making out of it. So
Man, you
just
smell it from
just
over
a
here.
little
Yeah,
bit
I can
because-
smell it already. I'm like, I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'm concerned, like I'm gonna be jogging one night and he's gonna run up behind me and go.
Smells
No,
like a
it's,
pool in here, man.
just wait, it's gonna get more fun.
I'm gonna wake up. At least I'll be clean. All right.
Well, all jokes aside, it's those small little things like that can make you effective out there and save some time. So that's actually not a bad idea. And if anybody out there has their own little invention that they care to share the wealth,
So,
put it in the comments.
By-
there's
by-
some
by the
comments
way-
already.
What's
What do they say? Well, Charlene said, I can confirm he's a growing boy. So thank you for that. Let's point this out a little more. Scott said his wife done gave him a bag of soaked chloroform. So that's how he keeps us in line here and make sure that we do what we're supposed to. Did you not do that? No, Anybody seen Ralph?
All right, and what happened today with those face masks or whatever that I've heard?
Yeah, we've gotten some reports, seen some news reports, and some of the drivers also shared some information with Laredo, Texas, being one of the first cities. I know there's probably going to be more to come, advising that anybody, but especially to the travelers coming through there, inside their city limits, are going to require you to wear a face mask, or they could hit you with a steep fine. So we want to kind of talk about that a little bit, and knowing that these are not easy to find right now. Obviously, people have been stealing them. People, they're going all over to the hospitals and stuff like that. So what are some alternatives that you can possibly do and still be legal, actually? So
Well, I guess, any of those sun protectors for your neck
Yeah.
when you go fishing.
yeah,
You double, triple it down. Is that going to be perfect? No, but that's going to be probably better than anything that was available 50 years ago. So,
yeah. So those face masks you talked about too, like you have some, like when you're doing yard work and stuff like that.
Yeah, same. It's kind of the same kind of mask that.
Doesn't look like this one.
No.
Okay.
or
You can use
just
a bandana, a blue or a red, blood,
Yeah.
purple,
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say,
whatever gang you want to be in.
Careful if you're wearing bandanas in Laredo. That might not be the best idea. I'm not going to say that you walk by, good morning, ma'am. Okay.
No, Lorena is not that bad, man.
I thought that's where the Cowboys were at. I don't know. I'm not liking the fact that we allow people into this this room like this. When you do jogging, I don't think you're gaining weight, so we know you're not jogging. Okay. All right. That
Well,
was
that's a fact.
medium height. What? Medium height
It's
needs
not
burn
jogging;
cream.
it's a light trot.
medium. At least I got bumped up to medium mic. Medium mic needs burn cream. Yeah, that's. What happens if they begin to limit people leaving certain states?
What do you mean? Limit people to certain states. That's,
Leaving certain states.
Living?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, like in Florida, they tried that in this past week where they were right on the border between Georgia and stuff, and it was more for the truckers had their own lane and they were getting through because obviously product needs to arrive. So if they did do something like that, I mean, they have to be conscious of what we're carrying. So I don't think it would be a blanket rule that applies to all.
Yeah, we get
you know,
we get designated as an essential business because of the business that we're in, so we would kind of be exempt from those types of things as of right now. Misfit Trucker says you can always create your own hand sanitizer. Yeah, I think that's kind of what he was showing in that bag. Who knows what kind of concoction he has. When he opened it up, all I can tell you is that if I was a germ, I'd be dead right now. So
That's what they said.
yeah, it's strong. It's strong. Whatever he's
works.
got in that bag. I mean, I don't know if he's got. He said alcohol 99%. I don't know if he's throwing some doggone moonshine in there or something like that.
No,
but
that's alcohol and a few little sprays of Clorox.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that works.
yeah.
But hey, let us know in the comments if you know any good recipes for.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He
for-
says you
for
can
that
create
stuff.
your own.
Yeah. Because that I'm pretty sure there are people out there who could use it. So another thing that since now we just touched crossing state lines and other stuff, couple of things that I want to mention. First of all, there are major legal and constitutional challenges for states to actually do that, and I hope the people will not allow them to do it. And remember one thing: during the harsh times, people applaud the loss of civil rights. So whatever happens during these tough times, don't forget a couple of things. That first of all, you never want to give them away, but second of all, if we all jointly have to give some rights away for a time being, let's make sure it has expiration date, and once it's all over, we go back to normal.
So we have a comment here. Misfit again was saying we're exempt because of the comment that we made. We're exempt, which is sad because it seems like no one cares about our health and our safety. Sure, we are making money, but what's going to happen when we get sick? And that's a good point. Is that you have to self-preserve. Obviously, you have to make all these accommodations and be prepared. Preparation, like things like this, like the hand sanitizers and so forth. But we've kind of looked at it and. I mean, I'm still going to public places. I still have to go to the grocery store. I still have to go to the gas station, touch the handles, handle the food when I'm picking it up. I still have to go and get the essentials. So, and then I go home to a family who my kids may have been at daycare. Now they're coming back home. My kids maybe just because they were with the kid next street. You're probably more exposed to it than when you're just. We've talked about that being confined in a cab, isolated in that. Obviously, that's a little bit safer situation. Now you are traveling. Coming into, but I've seen a lot of the shippers and receivers even limiting the contact that they have with outside carriers. So, gone are the days where you walk in necessarily to a room that's full of drivers waiting for their paperwork. They kind of putting little things in place to keep everyone apart. So, as long as we all do our part and we work hard, of course, safety first and health number one. I get it because you've got a family to come home to by the end of the night, and no amount of money can replace you and the love that you can give your family. So we definitely understand that. So that's why we are, as much as we can, thanking our drivers and thanking you guys for going out there and doing what you're doing, because it's not easy, and you're making sure that the hospitals and the grocery stores and all these places the people are getting what they need, and that for that, hats off to all you guys. It's a brave duty that you do. Let's just hope that they don't forget it, because we talked about that earlier.
And I only hope that we will not forget it.
Yeah, that's the
because
problem, is in the now.
when the times are good,
Right.
get out of my parking lot. We're going to close this rest area. You can't park here. You can't go through this city. You can't do this. You can't do that. Oh, my God, we love our law enforcement officers. Oh, my God, we love nurses. And I get it. We also do the job, especially the nurse right now, right?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you have to go to work to the hospital with, people who have coronavirus,
That's a tough.
it's not an easy task. I get it. But some groups of people are always appreciated no matter what. And the truckers, sometimes, as a trucker myself, I feel that, we are kind of expendables. We just use them and throw them away. And I wish the respect could stay. I get it. Some of the challenges that we face are self-inflicted. However, it's a little bit unfair, at least to me, That's how I felt for a while, ever since I was driving truck. Because one day again we wanna measure your neck. Now we wanna put you through sleep apnea test. Now we wanna do this. We want a GPS on you.
It's always a different hurdle.
There is always more and more and more. And then wait, even right now, FEMA loads and all the emergency loads that's coronavirus connected. Oh, now you don't have to follow the rules. But yet there is no legislation saying that Morgan & Morgan cannot chase your ass if something happens while you're doing it. So just, use your own head, protect yourself.
So a couple things came in while you're talking. Scott says, "Thanks, Mike. Giving up your rights for safety, you'll lose them both in the end."
Agree.
Misfit came back and said that's true, but a lot can't even park in Walmart or places to shop without the worry of getting booted. We may be limited, but we are not immune to catching it from somewhere that might not limit it. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. So that's the case. Same thing for us.
It's everybody.
Yeah, as an essential, statewide, Florida has now, effective as midnight, will put their quarantine on, but we're going to wake up every morning and we're going to come to this office, unless there's a tank at the end of the street saying we can't. We're going to be here at this office because that's what we believe in.
And if there is a tank at the end of the street,
is it loaded?
We got Second Amendment rights here.
I mean, some of us do. So no, I mean, we're doing that for a couple of reasons. One, we want to be here on the front lines as much as we can, providing that support. And as long as we can. So we appreciate you guys for being out there. And yeah, you're right, you're not immune to it, and our thoughts and prayer goes out to any family that is suffering with this terrible situation, and all we can do is hope that it gets better, but keep on keeping on, man. That's all we can do. We can't give up, we can't stop, because it ain't gonna change anything. So we just keep trucking, man. That's all we can do.
What else you got? Any more comments?
Yeah, I was just reading. Speaking the truth is not to stop regulations to hold us down. They need us. What's funny is once it's all over, they will go back to the same old trucking hating nation.
I'm with you 100%.
He's found a new friend. Mike's found a new friend. He's like,
hey, I got a Facebook.
He's like, hit me up, buddy. Hit me up. Yeah. So now, yeah, and even in that situation with these hours of service, it's still real. Gray areas, because they're like, if you're hauling certain product, it's okay, but the second you stop hauling that product, you have to still shut down for a 10-hour break because the next product you may be hauling is not all that.
And now, if the next load puts you in a violation because of that load for whatever reason, or even not, and now you get into some kind of accident, guess what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not.
You're gonna go through
right
this
now. We're still running 100% normal because
for
it's
that,
too much of a risk.
Once you're into it that deep of an accident or something, and Morgan got their hands on it, who said that was an essential product? The broker? Is there documentation? Now
it has to be documentation first, but second of all, even if it was, now the DOT, the FMCSA, who authorized that. We're not gonna step in to protect
on
you.
your behalf. Yeah, no.
You're gonna be.
It's not worth it. I've gotten a lot of questions. A lot of the drivers and it's always funny. It's generally the guys that don't run more than 400 or 500 miles a day anyway. So they're calling up. Hey, you saw they suspended the hours of service. And I'm like, does it really matter? You've not used your 14 or 11 since you started here. So but anyways, it's true, man. I'm not kidding. But it's just funny how they get so excited for it. I'm like, oh, so you can do 402 miles today.
And look, in general. Ever since beginning of the time, the people who have hours of service problems are the people who should never have those problems because we just don't run enough.
I know, but somehow they get themselves in such pickles, and it blows my mind. But at the end of the day, here's the deal. I mean, we didn't mention it, but we're posting the rates. Every rate you see come up in these comments are going to be the rates from this week. It's been an interesting week. Last couple of weeks were strong, lots of freight. The rates are still okay. It's just weird right now. So to even say hauling these loads, we've hauled toilet paper, we've hauled paper products, we've hauled food. It's not like the rates are crazy to make it worth even jeopardizing your safety or putting yourself in a position like Mike's talking about. It's not worth it. It's just normal.
Even the freight. there is a lack of freight. No matter how much food we need, how much masks we need, how much sanitizers we need,
Yeah.
it's there is other industries, construction,
Yeah.
building products. Nothing is moving, so there is only enough freight for a little bit, and then we're still gonna hit we're gonna get to the hole at some point. And by the way, I live really close to the electrical plant, Tico, and for 2 days it was shut down.
No
Imagine
smoke
this:
coming.
the huge plant is not running. So imagine all these businesses that would use that electricity to use the product that we bring or create the product that we bring.
It's not
We're-
needed.
We're
Yeah.
not even running, and the
Yeah.
electricity is just like.
But even
too
right
much
here,
of it,
like close to
they shut it
home,
down.
Mike ordered a pool for his kids and whatnot, and where's it still stuck in Mississippi or something like that?
Yeah, I just got notification it's on its way to Florida after 2 weeks. So it's all
But
about
there
being
you go.
essential. Misfit
I
said,
hope people need it in Mississippi.
yeah, they do. He said, I just delivered a load of donuts to Florida. How is that essential? Well, sir, I'll turn sideways. And now you can see why donuts in Florida are essential. It's all a matter of opinion. And I don't know what's going on. You guys got me so dang self-conscious about this. Now I'm like sucking in, like trying to.
Just get a bigger shirt.
It's just, yeah, I'm going to. Tomorrow I'm coming in with a 3X. Forget this nonsense. Let's see what we have. Ralph would have a hard time keeping up with me if I had a paper log. I don't know. I didn't hear anything, Scott, so don't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. And let's see, work smarter, not harder. No need to run yourself. Safety first. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I mean, even with everybody getting excited about the possible disregard there of hours of service for certain loads. It's just they're not worth it. Like you can still do those loads, and it's not like you're gonna gain anything because I did 600 miles straight through and I was able to go over my 11. Well, guess what? I still have to shut down for a 10. Now my next day's screwed up because I can't get another load again. So I haven't seen the value in it. So here it's just business as usual. We're just running normal because we can still balance
as
it
long as
out
we
better
can.
that way.
The
Yeah.
big problem
Yeah,
is
as long as-
that
sure.
again, FMCSA. I hope we're not watching. We always do a half-ass job. We slack, and even that hours of service thing, we don't do it right. We do it halfway. We only do the portion that we need, and then we leave everything else for all kinds of interpretations, with 100% liability for any misinterpretations. So it's kind of sucks.
That
Yeah.
is true. But
Well, and again, like
hope
you said,
DOT's
at,
not
at,
watching.
at the end of the day, they're not the ones standing by your side. So, as said in the comments,
no, they're not. They're going to be quick to set the rules.
Safety
and
first, and keep your speed under control. Keep your eyes on the road. Do your distance watch, and just be careful. Hopefully, right now for you guys out there, the roads are a little bit less with the traffic. So, hopefully, that's a little bit of a plus. I keep hearing guys coming and like, all I see on the road is trucks, and I'm like, they've always been there. There's just not 20 cars in between you and that one. Duh. I mean, like they're so surprised if there's all these extra trucks on the road. Like, that's all I see coming into work, and I'm like, that's because that's all that's driving right now. FMCSA is always watching.
All right. Oops. Change the name of channel.
It's 422. So, all right, what else you got going on, man? I know we talked about a few things. We talked about one of the questions that's coming up right now. Again, the food was a question. The truck stops. I have heard of some truck stops closing, but it seems like the big ones, the more well-known ones are staying open. Just make sure you prepare. Find yourself parking. It may be crowded sometimes. Also, the loads being available. Are there going to be loads? Are people shipping and receiving? Right now, again, it's not always. There's not a plethora to choose from, as in you can go anywhere and everywhere. But also, I think what a lot of people need to remember also this week is what? It's the first week after the end of the quarter. And it's the first week of the end of the month. So
That was one hell of a quarter.
you have, I mean, there was a lot of freight shipped in those first 3 months. So April 1st is common. Forget the corona. If there was no coronavirus, if there was no nothing, this is normal to see a little bit of tightening of the freight because they did their heavy push. So that's normal. I was a broker for a long time, and it was always the reverse. I used to hear hear from my boss be like, "Hey, it's the end of the month and it's the end of the quarter. You better get in there and get this stuff covered because you know they're going to try to get you, right?" And so, yeah. So now it's over with, and it was like, "Hey, it's the first of the month, and balls in our court." You know what I mean? So it's going to be a little tight this week. I think next week we should see a little bit of an increase because the need and the demand is still there. I mean, just quarantines doesn't matter. We're all still eating, obviously.
We can tell that. Don't worry.
Man, I'm telling you right now.
No, but even that, right? Because when panic sets in, that's what happens. People say quarantine, but it's not much different than what we were doing the day before. I mean, you're quarantined, but you can leave the house for grocery, fuel, walk your dog, get some air.
Yeah, pretty much so far it feels just like normal.
Yeah, you just
Almost.
can't. Yeah, so I mean, I think
We got one right here. It says that. Well, let's see here. Diesel is cheaper. I don't. That's from us. I'm not sure. I didn't read what that was in response to. Missed it. But so they had the checkpoint up in Florida, but it was closed. It seemed. Wonder why. They had all the roads closed off, but the cars and trucks were casually rolling through. So.
I think it was because it got too big to handle.
Yeah, I heard that when they had the checkpoint on 95, it was just backed up too much.
And it also was some, legal issues as well that was raised in terms of Rhode Island and Florida as well.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're trying to, they were trying to plan, but from what I've seen, it was just dead.
So massive. It's like it's everywhere. So it's not, it's not an isolated incident. And how do you control the masses? I mean, it's a difficult task at hand. So
especially if the masses are coughing, sneezing.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you can go, sir. No. Keep that window up. It's okay.
It's okay. It's a U-turn right here.
Hey, human factor. It exists everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess that was just a positive comment. Diesel is cheaper.
Well, diesel is cheaper, but in reality, no, it's good as of right now when you're filling up. But in reality, in the long term, that's actually hurting trucking and that's hurting everything else. When it gets out of hand, when the freight is low and the fuel price is high, there is a challenge, absolutely.
Yeah.
But in general, for economy, for a freight to be there, if diesel gonna fall like really, really low, I would rather haul load for $3 a mile and pay $3 a gallon for diesel.
Yeah.
Then I would be paying $1 a gallon and then getting 95 cents per mile.
Yeah. So that's kind of the deal right now. Diesel has dropped. Of course, is in the irony of things, if diesel's $3 a gallon and you normally run a load for $1,000, all of a sudden it's $3.05 a gallon. Everybody thinks that load should pay $1,500 now.
It should,
right? Okay, because you're a trucker. I live in the real world. I got to balance it a little bit. I want you to get your $1,500, but I got to be realistic. However, when it goes down and if it drops from 3 to 250 or 265, right now the rates are holding. So that's a positive. Again, I say just there's been a little bit of constriction on the freight side. I just think, again, that has a lot to do with the big heavy push that just happened, obviously, when the shelves were bare. So when you get that big flood, it kind of balancing out. People are not as panicky as right now. I was actually able to go to the store and get, real food. Instead of just kind of picking through what was left. Saturday morning I woke up and went grocery shopping. I could find stuff again.
As a sidebar, I've been getting a couple phone calls, at least 4 in this week alone, about owner operators getting out of the oil field. It's not enough freight out. They just can't.
Well, yeah, because the demand is so much.
That's how
right
everything
now.
gets connected. It's all that supply.
Yeah, so every little thing, if that's what I'm saying, just because we are essential business right now, man, all those restaurants that are closed, all these products that are not going to go into those restaurants,
the
into
last
other
mile
businesses, it will catch up with us. The panic buying, helped us a little bit. But even if the panic buying is still going to exist, we don't eat as much. And if everything else is going to be parked, it's going to be a challenge.
So imagine that. Possibly everything we're delivering is all the stuff going to the warehousing, right? So it's not the last mile delivery, but they're stocking up on all their warehousing to have supplies.
Absolutely,
And once the front of the,
they got to ration it properly. What I mean? They're not dumping it all on the shelf every time. So a couple comments came in. That's some random stuff here, but everyone else seems essential to be getting raises and bonuses. Haven't seen much going on for the trucking. Seems that the rates are still the same. Yeah, where's our bonuses? Yeah, I mean, again, there's always a bailout process that comes out from the government. It never seems to benefit the real hardworking men out there. It's always these corporate people that, you know, just seem to benefit from that kind of stuff. And then it says toilet paper. I'm just happy to get my Trump check, putting into savings, and then Scott said toilet paper ? I guess you're asking if I was able to get toilet paper. Misfit says just hook a garden hose to your toilet. Is all. I mean, you're going to be all right down there one way or the other. You know what I mean? So just don't use what's in that bag that he had earlier, because that will be a surprise. Yeah, that's for your hands only. Don't get confused when you pull that one out. You're like, let's just, oh, yeah. That'll be a rush. So, so the toilet paper, I've seen that I have found it. It just seems like they're kind of limiting what you can buy. A lot of the bigger chain stores are saying, hey, you know, 1 pack per family, and you know, then you just go through the line like 5 times. So
and you still pack up.
Yeah, so,
like normal person.
Yeah, right. So no, I'm good in that area. So if you need some, Scott, let me know. Just I'll put one in a trip pack and send it your way, buddy. I got you covered. So who knew? Yeah, we saw that. Miss Fincher sent me. What's going on, my friend? Thanks for joining. If you guys have any questions too, we kind of do a little bit of stuff to keep us talking as far as what we've got to say, but the show's certainly not about us, it's about you guys. So if you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to ask, between the 3 of us, we may be able to share some thought process, right, wrong, or indifferent. But feel free to leave a question down there. And
anyway, also I'm gonna, after this video is over, I'm gonna go and post in the comments or maybe in the description the link to the SBA. If you are, you know, one-man operation, the owner operator, running your own business, regardless if you lease to somebody or you on your own, you're still eligible. Go there. It's very simple application, just like 2 pages. That's for a SBA grant if somebody needs it, and even if you don't need it right now, just apply, because in case if you're gonna get it, which I'm not very positive about, but if you're gonna get it, you may need it, and if you get it and you don't need it, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so Top Economic said, Misfit Trucker sent me. Welcome to the show, buddy. If you have any questions, let us know. Scott said, I'll trade you some jerky for some toilet paper. Deal, brother. Yeah, I mean, you just tell me what day you're going to be here. I will bring you some toilet paper. I promise. Charlena will get some ready for you, so she'll make sure we have it ready. I'm curious of what things will be like once this is all over with.
That's interesting. Yep.
I mean, we kind of all are, but as we've seen through every economic incline and decline, you know, we are very likely to balance back out at some point. When and how quickly, that's always going to be the question that no one can really give an answer to, but things will go back to being what they were or somewhat different, but we're resilient people, I believe. And we've been through a lot, and we're about to go through a lot.
Yeah, and there's so many factors, man. Like, it's the first already, so how many people aren't able to pay rent? How many people, you know, it's just such a macro view of everything that is difficult to guess what's about to happen.
I think this problem is too big to worry about it. It's literally just too big. The only opinion that I would be really happy to volunteer and give you is get what you can now while you can, and then again, if you don't need it, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, save for a rainy day. Johnny Trucker says, how is the flatbed rates, guys? So
crap, it stopped totally.
I mean, that's. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, like, I have guys talk about flatbed rates all the time. We do dry van, 100% dry van, but right now I had somebody talking about flatbed rates, and I'm like, look, what do you think that's going to be on the back of a flatbed that's going to be considered essential right now? I'm assuming those guys are probably feeling the pinch a whole lot more than the guys hauling the dry van and the reefer. So that's just our opinion on it. Again, not experts in that field, so can't really comment on how those rates are. We run dry van. But I would say that if I had to choose right now, I'd like to be in the dry van market because it's going to be the chance to have the most available freight with the less complications, and it's not going to be affected as much by these types of events. I would think
And,
so.
and even if it wasn't this major event, I just think drive-in is a lot more stable
and
than
flatbed
flatbed
is
anyway.
always seasonal. It's you
Yeah.
know the road construction, this, that. It
Yeah, and a
goes
lot of that's
away, it goes
getting
back.
shut down because they can't do that kind of thing because they can't properly accommodate and so forth. So right now, I would assume they're not the best market to be in. But yeah, there's plenty of times where those rates are far exceed drive-in. We just stick with drive-in because it's the most consistent of all the freight. It allows us to haul 52 weeks out of the year and not be chasing the only thing we're chasing is the money. So when it's hot in a certain area, because reefer and flatbed are maybe pulling out of that area, we try to take advantage of that situation. Hey, we may have a drive-in, but same thing when people are in produce down in Florida. When produce starts picking up, 99% of the people that are getting higher rates out of Florida, they're not hauling produce. Okay, they're just taking advantage of the market when it's happening. I used to broker a lot of loads out of Florida, and a lot of them weren't produce, but man, they sure cost me like they were produce. And I would have to tell some of these drive-in guys, listen, I don't even pay the reefers that much to get the produce out of here,
But
so
that
why am I
sounds
going
like
to pay
a
you?
personal problem.
Yeah, that's exactly what they told me. They were like, hey, buddy, can you read between the lines? So I'm like, all right, man, I got you. So let's see, what else do we got? Scott, I will give you 2 rolls of toilet paper for that jerky. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second here. He talked to me first, so I'll give you 3 rolls for that jerky. So, and I'll give you Scott's, the ones that has like your name and has 1,000 sheets per roll. So
Yeah, the good stuff.
you should be good for a while. So sorry, Misfit. Don't be trying to get in on my jerky, as you can tell. I don't play with that, buddy. I don't
This
play
is
with
serious.
that. So my checks haven't changed. Loads aren't coming as fast this week. Yeah, we've seen the same thing even in the drive-in market. We kind of talked about that a little bit. It's, again, end of quarter, end of month, and a lot going on. So there was a big, huge push. Same thing at Christmas time. So if you guys go back to around Christmas time, there was the big holiday push, kind of dove off for a second, and then January came. It was the little slow that first week, and then boom, January shot off like a rocket. It was a good January for the drive-in. So February, shorter month. Again, kind of had that big push after Christmas push for all the sales that were happening. February dipped down again. March came in, was good, and I don't think it was quite as good as January, but it was pretty good. And then with all this going on, so they had the big push. I think what we'll see this week's going to be a little tight week no matter what market you're in. After that, hopefully next week should start to level out a little bit.
But even perspective on that, right? I mean, how many people in a different industry such as the restaurant, what's the unemployment rate look like right now? So in these times that check is at least steady and coming in, I mean, there's value to that as
Again,
well.
I'm just saying, take what you can now.
Yeah.
What's in front of you, that's what's available.
Oh, crap, I'm out, boys. I can't beat this one. I don't mean to interrupt,
What
but
happened?
I just lost my jerky. I'll give you 3 rolls, 1 hand sanitizer, and an autograph from me. I mean,
Shit, man.
I'm done, bro. All right, I bow out. You get the jerky. You get the jerky. All right.
Offer him a selfie, a special selfie.
A selfie wearing only this. Only this.
and this is how the free market works.
Right, there you go. And that's how it is. It's no different on a load. You want to book a load, sometimes somebody comes in and books it a little cheaper. What can you do?
Yeah,
So-
but again, I'm just saying, don't wait for a better day. The best day is right now. The best load, what's in front of you. Make some money, go get that, and because the world can change.
Yep. Reefer is hot right now. I'm out of here, heading out of Florida to go pick up a load of chickens in Alabama. Yeah, I would assume chicken is like a really hot commodity right now because, my God, it took me like 3 weeks to find fresh chicken. All I could find was frozen chicken, and I'm like, I just want some fresh chicken, man. I need to eat something besides ramen. Okay, so I mean, so.
So he got chicken nuggets.
No, I found some chicken for the first time on Saturday.
Chicken
Yeah.
jerky.
Chicken jerky. That does not sound good there. So
I'll give you a way to Scott's heart, man.
yeah,
Offer him a load of lotion. He'll jump on that right away.
Yeah.
Scott, listen to me, man. If you're still watching this, don't listen to this guy. This is a reefer guy. You're a drive-in kind of guy. We're like brothers, man. We're like brothers. Okay, I know this is a new friend, but I'm asking you, brother to brother, I will find you a load of lotion. And I'll let you have a small claim, couple damaged boxes, if you know what I mean, and you'll be good for at least 3 to 4 days.
So
All right.
you never have to buy it at the truck stop again.
Don't mess with Mike and his food. What is with the fat jokes? My gosh.
But seriously, man, I didn't see that until this morning.
Is it
And,
the shirt then? So I'm about to take it
Yeah,
off.
it's a shirt.
I'm about to
It's
take it
no,
off.
no,
I'm about to take it. I'm about to
Don't
take
make
it off.
don't make it worse, man.
I'm about to take this thing off, man. Let me. How do I get out? It's like the Hulk, you know, like ah. So hey, man, I'm just preparing. You know what I mean? I got you covered. Then again, I'm going to Missouri with it, not Florida. So next trip, I got you covered. Thanks, brother. Yeah, swing thing. You got me beat on the lotion. No pun intended. So hey, guys, we love to make jokes and have fun here because obviously it's a crazy time and it's stressful and. There's a lot of pressure, and you guys are going through a lot. It's a lot on the logistics side, trying to make it all come together. But if we can make you laugh, if we can have a little bit of fun,
And make some money.
I was just gonna stick with making you laugh. But yeah, money's good too. So because there may be a day a laugh is all we have. Okay, I don't know how much you can buy with laughter, but it's always good to have in your life. So anything else or
That's all I got for today.
Big Mike?
Yes, that's it.
Because just in this process, I went from little Mike to medium Mike. So
You get in
I'm
there.
coming for
You
Big
get
Mike.
in.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now. So I'm a little bit taller. Get this a little bit in. So
Get off that box.
I know nobody sees the box. He's got a box right here, guys.
all right. So let's be honest. So
A little lower.
as always, man, I can't stand like that much longer. My legs are trembling like this, like trees in the wind.
Right.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning into the Super Trucker Podcast. We hope you stay safe and well. And if there's anything we can ever do for you, please let us know. And tune in next Thursday. Hopefully, we're all here with bells on. So, all right. Good.
Drive safe out there, guys.
Keep on trucking, man.
Be safe there.